Okay, let me go over my trades here. Ended up break even on the day. Fortunate to be break even. Yeah, we're still break even on the week. I don't know what else to say. This price action is just not being kind in any way, shape, or form. I'll start on the daily. Or obviously, well, not obviously, I'll explain. I switched my bias multiple times today, and rightfully so. Started the day feeling bearish. Obviously, just pointing out that we are inside this daily bullish fair value gap. But started the day feeling bearish because we had, again, just based off of order flow, we were disrespecting bullish PD arrays, fair value gaps, and respecting bearish ones, right? So, okay, we're bearish. I came into the day wanting to be bearish to this fair value gap here, this 4 hour, unfilled. Now, ideally, it just gave us a pullback on market open to like, I think there was a 15 minute or something. And then we could have drawn to there, but of course, no, we just straight dump during right as market opens, continue to dump, fine, that's whatever, it is what it is. So you'll see we kept dumping, and I was bearish here, but we didn't get an inversion fair value gap to enter for the slow and a 1-to-1. And so then it started pumping higher, and once we inverse this 5 minute / 15 minute, I became bullish to this 1 hour fair value gap that I wanted to see get hit. So I was sitting here and I was waiting to potentially see a pullback to maybe a 5 minute and an entry to this 1 hour. We didn't get that. We just kept pumping to the 1 hour. Fine. Once we hit the 1 hour, I was looking for shorts, especially because we had not filled any of these fair value gaps underneath. This 15 minute has a devil's mark, which essentially means that we don't even have a wick to the downside. More reason for us to want to fill this. And so it's important to note that we had this 15 minute fair value gap within the 1 hour. And my first trade was this 1 minute inversion that we had not tapped into the 15 minute above yet. Doesn't matter, I would still take this trade again. It wasn't a reason for me not to take the trade just because we hadn't tapped the 15 minute above yet, because we were still inside that 1 hour 1 hour fair value gap, so it didn't matter that the 15 minute got hit. It would have just been more confluence, and I would have had more confidence in the trade. Yeah, I mean, you see these equal lows underneath, plenty of liquidity here. You'd think be easy to grab. And of course, the 15 minute was my target, but I was targeting a 1-to-1 both times, so we were a little bit underneath the 15 minute. Anyways, with that inversion, you see we did a nice job with this candle. I was feeling pretty good after the candle that tapped us in here. Had a nice reaction, but then we just ran higher. I mean, you see the 5 minute here, it looks disgusting, and that was just, I got caught in a little bit of chop. Unavoidable, really, in my opinion. I followed my bias, my model presented itself. I feel like I had a justified bias. Turned out to be the correct bias. Just had to re-enter. And yeah, so this ended up being an L, this trade here. We'll get rid of that just so we can show this one now. Now this one, bit interesting how I entered off of this one. Could have gotten better RR had I entered off the 2 minute here with a limit. But because we came so far down, I thought that there was a chance we would not come into here. And I wanted to get in this trade because I did think that, especially after not taking this low, which would have been my break even, and if we took this low, I would have not entered, it wouldn't have been valid. But especially not taking this low and keeping these lows intact, it just seems so obvious we were going to continue lower, and I did not know if we were going to actually come high enough up to tap my limit on the 2 minute. And I wanted to be in this trade. So I didn't break any rules. I essentially just entered off of the lowest 1 minute. So here. And then I'd put my TP where I would get a perfect 1-to-1 and stop above the high. And yeah, again, I mean, these trades have just not been fun, man. I don't know what else to say. Like, I had to hold through a shit ton of drawdown again. We were like a few points away from getting stopped out. If that, I mean, yeah, like 3 points away from getting stopped out. And then it played out in my favor. I don't know. I followed my model on both these trades. I would enter these trades again. In hindsight, so there's really nothing much else for me to say here. I followed my model on both these trades, and that's all I can do. And my model is honestly performing well for a week like this week. I mean, seriously, like, if I can come out of a week like this week break even or slightly positive, we'll see what Friday brings, I'll be a happy man, because this week's price action, I'm sorry, has been fucking abysmal for me personally. Some people's models, who knows? Maybe they presented themselves multiple times this week, and they performed well. I think this is fairly objective, though. I don't think it's subjective, meaning that I'm pretty sure most people can agree this price action has been terrible this week. Most models, while they're different, usually help you get into the same moves. Right? If it's a winning model, you're going to get into the same move. Just maybe your entry's a little bit different. But yeah. Nothing much else for me to say here. I'm very, just from it would have been very mentally draining, if worse than even taking a second loss. I broke even once we got, I didn't talk about the break even actually. I broke even once we traded below here. So with this candle, I broke even. And it would have been extremely mentally draining had we not hit my take profit. We were a point away on Top Step X. This makes it look even closer, but a point is fucking close. I mean, seriously. Had we come back up to break my break even here, it would have honestly felt worse than just having took the loss up here. So I'm very fortunate that we fucking plummeted lower. And obviously, I mean, 1-to-1. Let me just show the trades. I usually don't show losses because why would I lie about a loss? But I'll show the executions because there was a loss and a win today. So we ended up breaking even on the day, or minus $10 essentially. Let me just show the executions. Okay, there was the 1 minute entry and then the other 1 minute entry here and exit. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow can show something clean to us. I mean, but yeah, I'm happy to be break even on a week like this so far. So